We are live.
Live than live, because live is live.
Welcome to the 31 Forever podcast. You know, 31 Flavors is a legendary hip hop crew out of Detroit. And why is it legendary, man? Why is it?
I'm gonna use your answer because we in it.
Because we in it. That's the reason.
Nah.
So we started in basements and attic, swings attic, and different people's houses. Your back room, right off of your back room. Sometimes we would go back there and do some stuff. Shout out to your dad. Yeah, no doubt about it. Happy Father's Day to him.
Did he know it or not? Sorry, sir.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So we here today. We just keeping the vibe going with 31 Forever podcast. My name is Shannon Cason E.S. Yes, God bless.
Yo, it's your man Chris Lee, the freaking nature. Word. AKA Hate the Haters. I don't know. And today, man, we chilling with my boy. Introduce yourself.
S.P.O.T. Steve's putting out tracks, make beats, do those raps, you know.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. It's a pleasure having you, man. It's a pleasure being with you, brother.
Oh man, the pleasure's all mine.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So what's been up with everybody? I don't know what's been. I know the last one was Father's Day that just passed. We talked about your dad. How was Father's Day, man? On your end?
Man, it was cool. I called my dad, cracked some jokes, wished him a happy Father's Day. You know, told him to spoil himself.
Yeah, we got
down there in Georgia with y'all,
right?
And then I just chilled, man.
Yeah, we got to talk about that though, because he did really we would go over y'all crib and just get that was a known spot. Even hip hop heads in Detroit know about pulling up the spot crib, keep it true.
No doubt,
man. What's the format? How we normally do it, bro?
Well, it was your Father's Day, man. You father all them kids. I just passed by when I walked in.
It was Father's Day.
Did you get a tie or anything?
Father's Day, every day. You know what though? I got a nice little kit. Strawberries and smell goods. But it was regular, we do stuff for each other all the time. See, now here you go. He about to be like, oh man, here you go.
What?
Nah, but yeah, it was nice. How was your Father's Day? This man talking, he's been on the road. He's the most interesting man you know.
You're silly.
Had a staring contest with himself and won. How was your Father's Day, bro?
It was good, man. I called my dad. Just like we got them cool dads. I called my dad. I told him I was on my road trip, just driving around. Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. And he was like, I like that. Yeah, I like to just get in the car and ride sometimes. But then he was like, I told him I was meeting some people, I met some people in DC, and we hang out, man. We went to Maryland and got on a boat and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's a brother. I wouldn't get on no boat with the white. The white folks. I just been out. Yeah, we had some fetish thing. But we went out there, man. We had a good time. So I talked to him, and he was like, "You ain't know these people?" He was like, "Man, see, everybody like a big nigga. Everybody just like a big nigga." My dad be like, "Yeah, the white folks like a big nigga. People like big niggas." I was like, "You silly, man. You silly." But my dad, yeah. Happy Father's Day to all the stuff. Yeah.
Are they gonna blend that with Juneteenth now? It's gonna end up being like Father June.
It's the same, pretty much the same day almost. Yeah. But that's how they do the Father's Day. You know that's how we get it. You know what I'm saying? That's how it worked for us.
Just give it to them. Father's Day.
I mean, really, it's not fake when they talk about the socks and stuff. You know, that's what you get, those wallet socks.
Wouldn't change it for the world, though, man. You know.
So what we usually,
father, brother. My bad.
No. I was
best gift father being a father. That's all I say.
Ain't no doubt. What we usually do, we go through current events. We talk about a topic of the day, which I don't even think we came up with yet, but we'll come up with something. We interview our guests and we talk about a top 5. So I don't know what's in the news right now. What's some current shit that's going on? What's some current stuff that's?
I mean, like I know y'all probably already talk about it, man. COVID is crazy.
Yeah. It's horrible, man. It's like, but I mean, you know, I think everybody doing their thing that what they need to do to, you know, survive. So
Right.
the numbers look better. I don't know, whatever that means. So, but hey, man, hit on some more. I'm going to some lighter stuff. But Kid hit me up. He texted me this weekend, and it was like the DC Super Friends.
Oh, okay.
Remember that? We just saw the cartoon. That cartoon is out. The one from when we was kids.
DC Super Friends.
Yeah,
yeah, that's the cartoon that came out in the 80s.
Yeah, in the 80s, the old. It probably came out in 70 something. Honestly,
Were they from DC? It was like to Washington DC.
DC. You know. That's
DC, DC and Marvel. No,
not DC. DC.
Because I'm like, because you know they had the West Coast Avengers. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
And so when he said DC, I'm like, what is
Where?
that?
Yeah. But I was watching it and it was mad corny. And then too, I was looking. Hanna-Barbera had drew.
Okay.
But then the characters, bro, like they had first of all the black dude, Black Vulcan.
It was like Vulcan.
Yeah,
man. Everybody weird flying on all of them. Vulcan. Shit.
But
originality, you know what I'm saying?
But look, so he was created because the creator of Black Lightning, the original Lightning, they wouldn't pay him or her, or I don't know exactly the person.
So the person who made Black Lightning never got paid.
So that's a Hanna-Barbera character.
Okay.
And all the Hanna-Barbera characters, the samurai, remember the samurai, the Aztec chief, Apache chief, the one who would grow. I was looking like, man, what was that?
I remember the Apache chief. Yeah.
They was all like, I don't want to say stereotypes. Maybe it was inclusion. I don't know. But I'm looking at this.
Well, you know, them the times, man. Them the times. And they didn't want to pay sister for a character and everything. I'm glad she walked away. You know, that's kind of dope. I want to hear more about her. That make me interested about her.
We need to look it up. I'm gonna look it up again. I don't know if it was a her or a him, so let me clarify.
Yeah. You an artist, man. You've been doing. Did you ever come up with characters or anything like that?
Oh yeah, man, all the time. I was always inspired, like, you know, with the stories. So the stories they can make them relatable. So like I read the comic books, and that's what I like about some of these shows. But that Super Friends is like nostalgia. It's good entertainment. It hasn't been you know, that the WandaVision and the Falcon shows. It's just good that we got some entertainment, because we ain't had no entertainment in a while. You know, it was a pause for a second. So what?
I'm comparing it with my son too, because of course I'm trying to show it to him. And I was like, that's whack. Like, man, that's whack. Like, he pointed out something. Sinestro, I think it was. Green Lantern's enemy is supposed to be yellow. He was like blue. He man, he blue. What is the all, man? It's whack. He ain't want to watch it no more. Like, cut it off.
That's funny.
But he loved what we were talking about, like the Marvel movie. He got the real live action joints now.
Right. That's hilarious.
So I know that's blowing the kid's mind.
He probably saw, like, that was the first things we saw. So I guess the show is really for adults, because kids already saw the new stuff when they were growing up. So your son's probably not interested in that. We were the ones that were interested in that.
He was interested because his characters he liked, but he watched it like, and when I watched it too, I'm like, yeah, it was kind of corny.
It's always corny. It was the corniest.
Yeah. What else went in the news? Man, I know me and Shannon was talking about.
It was talking about something
down here in Georgia. Just like on some more serious, but down here in Georgia, the first, let me read this article right here. So, and this is from the Shade Room. The Georgia Governor Brian Kemp making Juneteenth for paid holidays for state employees. He blocks it, pardon me. So Brian, he blocked making Juneteenth a paid holiday.
He blocked people getting money on Juneteenth. Yeah. No, I get you. That's some crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And then you say he blocked
and then,
the PUA, the unemployment PUA, from the federal government.
Yeah, the PUA.
At the end of the month.
Yeah, I think so.
This gonna be the end of.
I mean, I guess it's probably provisions for some people who I don't know.
That's crazy, man.
They're opting out. Like, there's money or provisions left. Like, we straight. We got that work. They're like, he like, what, you know, it's that old regime. And remember, they changed, you know. So that old regime kind of probably doesn't like that. I'm sure you see a lot of it.
Yeah, from Trump to Biden or whatever, and it's a little payback. But the one thing is, man, people need that unemployment, even if they, they don't want to go back to work yet. They don't want to go back to work yet. They're giving their unemployment. They all set it all up. He gonna make a decision for everybody else. Like, no, y'all need to get back to work. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with y'all. That's dirty, man.
A lot of people do have a lot
dirty,
of
man. People got a lot of people. I think this was a time for people to get their lives in the, you get what I'm saying, in order and everything else, man. We just came out of a pandemic. Let's say,
reparations? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
But that's what I'm saying, man. Just in general,
give me no holiday. Give me reparations.
Yeah,
keep your holiday.
No thought. No.
It's the same. Like if you go to court and you do something, whatever happens, you're gonna want money at the end. They don't want you to. It don't matter what happened. They want to get paid after.
No doubt, man. I can't imagine that. The unemployment thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting unemployment right now. We are unemployed,
but it is a lot of jobs.
Let everybody be unemployed let people get unemployment for a little bit.
Jobs out there. I'm not saying that like
man. It'd be like jobs, baggers and shit like that, man.
Yeah, slave
baggers get his
jobs.
I just went to the corner store over by his house. I'm in Atlanta right now, so I'm hanging out. And it was funny. I laughed to myself, and I know she saw me laughing at her, and I was gonna say something, but I was like, "Nah, Shannon, just be cool, just be cool." But I went to it's a little chicken spot up there, a little fish spot.
Oh,
and I went and got me, by the gas station. I got me some fish, and it was, mostly black folks in there. And why that Asian lady? I guess she was, I don't know if she's the owner or not, but she was standing there like she was the owner. She just standing there, hand on the counter, staring at the black girls. I was like, what kind of
you weren't now? I'm sorry.
Awkward, and I just looked at her. I was like, hey, I just looked at and she just standing there, and the rest of them doing the work, and she just staring. I'm like, man, this is
it's a different. It's still a southern mentality. Not always though. Everywhere you go, but there's still
that's everywhere. That could be here, Detroit, everywhere you go to any beauty supplies. The black lady doing the old white man back there, putting up all the stuff, following every aisle you go in, he putting up some oil or something like that. Every aisle I'm like, I don't want none of these weaves. I ain't going to steal a weave or something.
But on the flip side too, because will run into a store where they cool, like the liquor store you went to. They cool. They like real facilitating. I don't know.
No, I like them. But I just noticed that. I know when you go there again, watch
certain stores.
You go in that store again. You go see that Asian lady just standing.
Was it the Jog Grill?
No, the other one. She just standing there, just staring at the cash registers. You gonna notice now. You gonna be like, what this Asian lady doing, man? I'm sorry. Steve, like these motherfuckers is dope. We did smoke a little before before the show. So anything else in the news? I don't know. You got something? What's going on?
Oh man, I do know one other wild thing. I mean, so Trick Daddy, I guess he got on. What's the other app that everybody gets on and you can come in and out?
Clubhouse.
Okay. And comments, I think he said something derogatory about Beyonce. Not bad, but maybe like to her singing ability.
Okay.
Jay being the best alive,
Okay.
And I guess they got a hold of that. You know how nowadays.
Well, they run away with it.
Yeah.
However, I don't know. People can talk like that. That's if he just talking amongst us. But when you're on them things, you being recorded.
Right
Yeah. So you should be able to talk. I mean, you talk about best alive. You ain't got to say always the notable thing, and you can have your opinions on people singing. But when you're on them things, everybody can.
Nobody in particular.
Did you see that? Did you see that, Steve?
I didn't see it.
What do you think about like people criticizing other folks and stuff? As artists ourselves, how do you feel about like artists criticizing other artists, or is that something that's fine? It's open game,
Yeah, man, you can't please everybody. It's art, either appreciate it for what it is or, don't. I don't know. everybody's got a feeling about it, you know. I just try not to take whatever feelings they have personal and just keep doing it. I love art.
That's what it is, though. That's what it breaks down to.
I gotta keep doing it.
Yeah. People who don't understand that sometimes, you know.
Oh yeah, man. Everybody's
one way or another. They don't understand.
They all gotta get their work out.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Yo, so
we got D Neezy in the house.
What up, D?
D Neezy.
Yo, all fam, what's good? Look at young S.P.O.T in the building.
What up, D?
What's up, my guy?
Yeah, them boys had to run too. That was something to talk about.
No doubt.
Did they have one? I'm just an innocent bystander.
They had an album that was dope. That's why I was like, I don't know. We might should.
Yeah. Let's get into the talk then. I'm
an innocent bystander today. I'm not here. I'm just the ghost. I'm just kicking it with the folks.
That's how we want it, man. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? Do just what you doing, man. So let's get it. Hey, Steve.
What up, though?
So look, S.P.O.T. People always bringing up S.P.O.T. You notice, like we was talking about legends in the game and everything. Spot's name came up multiple times. That's S.P.O.T. You said what it means or what the letters spell out. But how did this come about? How did Spot Steve putting out tracks come about, man? I'm curious.
It's funny, man. I get okay. The story starts like this. In Texas, I lived in Texas during my middle school years. I was a break dancer. I used to, dance and do all these dance moves and stuff. I was a hip hop dancer, and so they would. I went as the name of Snoop, and then Snoop Dogg came out, and I was like, I can't have that name anymore. So I went to Spot, and then the acronym just came, so it just worked. I have no idea. That's it. Steve
Seriously,
tracks. I was like,
you went from Snoop because it's a dog name, pretty much, Spot to Spot because it's a dog name.
It is.
And then you say, well, I can't just have it be Spot. So I gotta put some kind of acronym to it. That's Steve putting out tracks. That's simple.
I don't even know. It all came together at once. It just all came together.
It was all relevant. It was all relevant.
It was on the spot. It just kind of happened like that.
Here's what I'm doing. Steve is putting out tracks.
So that's right. You started in Texas? That's where you from originally?
No, I'm from Detroit. But we moved to Texas for about 4 or 5 years and then moved back to Detroit.
So what was your first and y'all everybody can ask questions. I just kind of like getting it going. But what was your first introductions to this hip hop shit, man? Because the way you putting it is like you was in elementary school coming up with a name in Texas, Yeah. I mean, they would go back that far because they don't go back that far for me.
Well, they
go back that far listening to hip hop, but not like having a rap name and shit.
Well, I got. My mother's side of the family, there were 12 kids. So I had uncles that were already listening to hip hop, and my dad played in the band. So y'all know my dad had all the equipment. So I was starting to make beats. But the first song, my uncle wrote a song about Spud Webb and the basketball player. And my dad put the beat together for him. And I was so little, I couldn't rap or nothing. I said, I want to beatbox. I started beatboxing on it. And that's my introduction. But before that, man, I was trying to do the Michael Jackson dances. So it was,
whatever, yeah.
Art, my dad kept me very involved with music all the way around.
So you was raised in a musical family.
Right.
He kept you around it. Then you started branching out. At what point did you meet us or meet the crew 31 or kind of interject or mix into that?
That was 11th grade, high school. I just came back from Southwest Detroit, and I came to Southfield. I mean, so it was Beach, on the bus, or we met on the bus because we live right around the block from each other. And he's very talented in music. Y'all know that. So he already knew about equipment. He showed me about samplers. So the other equipment was there. We had a track board. My dad, he had track boards. He's coming from a musical family, and we just combined. I already made tape, not really samples, but pause tape sample. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, where you got a double cassette tape.
Press and pause,
Pause to make beats or samples. I did that, and I just wanted to do it. Just felt right. You heard all these rap songs on the radio and the dope beats, and you wanted to just make some beats.
Hey, can we just touched on it a second ago, but how implemental your father's studio was, that lab, y'all house was to even our growth or even doing anything. Because, it was like, you say, like we hooked up. And I think, like you say, Beach might have got something later, but originally we was at your crib, you know what I'm saying, creating or even just filling out, oh, this is 8 tracks and this is what you do. So touch on that, my bad.
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. It's always been music equipment at my house with my dad there. He was making music. He just got through putting an album together. He's got a little video on YouTube. He's still doing music. He's about to have a reunion with his band.
Oh, okay.
What kind of music you play? What do we have a band name? Or?
He played in a like a funk cover band. And so they were oh, you're gonna be so mad at me. They were
you need to come back and post.
I'll come back to that. But he had a band.
That's hilarious.
I went over here to Guitar Center the other day, and this guy said, "Oh, I remember them." I don't know why I got such a brain fart right now. He's still a fan. I had to tell my dad, man, where's the music? He's still working on music, man. He got music
in you. When it's in you, man.
Yeah, I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Music is so inspirational,
Hey, so look, you branched out at a point too, you know what I'm saying? And so what was the crew? At a point you had a crew and you was working with people. You mind touching on like?
Well, what do you mean I worked with so many different
Well, I'm saying like just touch on different people you work with. Let's do that.
Okay, cool.
Let's do that.
It's just
resume type, not like that, but
Well, man, it's like I had a bunch of different types of music and crews that are, rap crews. Darnell, me and D was in a group, Cold Blood. There was a group I tried to start with Omari and Karsten called Naps.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
We tried to, what is it? I worked with Twist. We had a group.
Wait a minute, Twist, not Twist. You talking about Twist?
Xavier.
Oh,
Twist.
Yeah.
I was thinking Slip. My bad. I'm tripping.
Yeah. It was me and
you had a song with Slip.
The group was Many Styles.
Many Styles.
And I did a crew. It was me and House Shoes. It was HNS.
Right.
I got old songs me and House Shoes did. Still, I got them. What is that? I bet that is about it.
I mean,
rest in peace, Sanchi. Man, I got to work creatively with Sanchi.
How'd that come about?
Man, at the same time, I was trying to do some creative work, and he was willing to work with me. It was that simple.
That simple.
So
that's how I be working, just that simple. But one thing, I'm gonna be real, man. Spot, you always been like super creative, man. And I always looked at it in that sense. And I know even with your dad having that equipment, and then you coming from a musical family, it was kind of wild to me coming from outside of Southfield. Like I'd come over Beach House, then we'll go over your house, and y'all live like stone's throw from each other. You know what I'm saying? We go over your house, and I see all that equipment in that room. But I would be like, damn, man, this is some crazy shit. You know, because you had everything, but then you was putting out good music too. I'm like, man, you know. So in Detroit, you definitely been one. Like we was talking about legends in the game and all that kind of stuff from back when we was growing up. You definitely was one everybody would call on a lot. So it's cool here in the background all the crews you was with and shit like that, you know.
Let's talk to producers. Like you work with a lot of producers.
Yeah, man. I really think the whole experience with music is a great thing. You know, there's a lot of artists that we done lost in like the last 3 years. It's just, you know, we ain't gonna get that sound back. So, you know, I just I get inspired. Really still I'm listening to Slum Village. You know, right now I still listen to Slum Village and some Tribe Called Quest and some De La Soul and some Common. I like a lot of the native tongues.
What was your production philosophies? Because you did some of the sweetest production. You know what I'm saying? We say Beach, you know, House Shoes wasn't really producing like that back then, but it was you and a lot of other people, man. What Swing, you know, but what were some of your production philosophies back then? Like who did you come under? Who was you kind of like following or looking at, you know?
Oh man, P Rock, Molly Ma. I still like Rick Rubin. You know, of course Jay Dilla. Dilla's a beast.
You got any Dilla stories, man? I know we all in the same neighborhood. We all got different ones, you know. Any ones you can share?
Yeah, I got one story about Dilla. I know we used to use those cassettes, and I had beat cassettes, and House Shoes would play everything from anybody to Dilla. They'd be chilling, and then he heard a beat I made, and I was like, you know, he didn't know where the sample came from, and at the time Dilla was doing this thing. I didn't know nothing about business and stuff, and I went over there. I talked to Dilla. I said, look, man, I got the sample, man. I'll just bring it over. So I went to his house. I gave the sample to him, and he produced it for a Tribe Called Quest, and it blew up. It was the Find a Way.
That's the shit too.
I mean, I was honored, man. He used it the same way. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, he used it the same way.
Dilla's a good guy, man, but I do think, like, if you want to give it up, you got to give it up to this dude, Toa Tay. Toa Tay, right?
Yeah.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Sorry about that. Sign. Toa Tay.
His credit, right?
I mean, that's where the sample came from.
That's where it came from.
Yeah, Toa Tay.
But see, this is a maxi single on a disc, on CD. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But, you know, anyway, you couldn't find it on the record version, and they had a cassette version, and that version wasn't on any of them but the CDs. So I took the CD to his crib. I said, man, what do I need to know most about the business? And he said, get your publishing. I was like, okay. So I studied up on publishing, and that's that. But
no, that's a dope ass story. But that tell you like about creatives, you know, we hear something. We roll with it, you know, in a certain way. But that's the shit. You gotta feel a little sense of pride every time you hear that song because you was part of it.
Yeah, man, it's dope. You know, DL, man, my man Greenleaf. You know, he had a press pass. He took me backstage to see Dilla when he was performing with Madlib down at Hazel Park. I mean, not Hazel. Shane Park, I don't know what's downtown.
Yeah, the Aretha Shane Park.
Yeah, and then you know, he took me back there and he introduced me to Madlib, and he was like, "Look, man, this is the guy that gave me the sample for the Tribe Called Quest. Real stand-up dude."
Yeah.
It was cool.
That's what's up. What about even when you speak of that? You even worked with 10. You know,
man, 10, man. I miss 10, man.
Yeah, rest in peace to we talking about saying.
Yeah, any 10 stories, man? That's dope. By 10. Y'all was working on some, y'all did some songs?
Yeah, we did, man. We got some songs we did, man. He was a real blessing to work with this artist, this creator, this superpower. He was awesome, man. He just he had that rap down pack, man. He was a spiritual dude, man. He put it down. It was, cold. But I mean, yeah, man, we got a lot of stories, man. We know a lot. He was just awesome, man. He took me to some secret studio downtown one time. We did this track. It was fun. I was with Old Love. It was, I don't know, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, people used to say he would just flow off the top, just be doing some crazy stuff, and he'd do it in other languages and stuff like that. It'd always be like different sensationalized stories but it might not be sensationalized.
Like Hebrew sometimes.
I mean, it's all about what you study. He studied a lot of things early in his life, and he wasn't all about school because they wasn't teaching him about himself. So he was, getting it for real and learning himself. And his practice, as long as he put his heart and love into his art, and what you can hear every time you hear their music, and he's on it, man. It's awesome.
Steve can co-sign this one. I might have said this one before, but with him on it. 10, they came through to my crib. They wanted to do a track. So I'm kind of engineering it. It was on whatever, but they come through. So he ready to lay his vocals. All right, I'm like, all right, cool. I press play, record. He go. He just do the ad-libs. Shwaka. Balama, Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like he do that. And then I was like, okay, I was almost about to erase it. Like, he was like, no, keep that. Then he went through and did the rhyme, and I was like, ooh, that was sweet. Like I hate to give away his, but incredible in the lab. Like blew my mind on that, dog. It was so free with it. Like I was like, I had to jump on it at the end. Like it was just
well, you can even feel that in their music though. You know what I'm saying? Because they be like that. They be doing like vibe and stuff in the music, and I'm like, I got that, man. I love that shit though.
So
much respect.
Organic. You gotta love that. Anything? So what you been working on, man? Or I don't know if you want to lay down what you've already done. Or...
Yeah, you still working, right?
I'm working. I'm working on the album right now. I'm working on something.
No, see, and that's what we talked about. You talked about your dad still doing stuff.
Word.
You still doing stuff. I'm in Free Studio right now. Nice studio, man. Him still doing stuff. Everybody's still doing stuff. Any Juan or Nasty, y'all got any we got Steve right here, man. We got a legend in the game right here. I know y'all I talked to him yesterday, man. I just talked to him last night, man. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I'm just playing. Y'all got any questions or any comments?
Yeah, I want to say that definitely want to give my man his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Dope ass producer, dope ass MC. You know what I'm saying? Like just being able to work with him. I'll say that I learned a lot from how dissecting different things and patterns, and it was a time in my life where he instilled some confidence in me. Because I look so highly upon him, you know what I'm saying? And for him to kind of give me a boost of confidence, like he produced my solo album or whatever, and, anxious to do it. So, I want to give him, his flowers, as we do and been doing on this family thing, you know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that he represented, one of the original dudes, in 31 outside of, the forefathers or part of the forefathers, maybe pardon my French, but, definitely want to let, that man, that trendsetter, you know what I'm saying? He being modest on here, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But
that's a good call.
You feel me? He got to get that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Good to see you on here, young blood.
Word. Appreciate it.
He said word. Appreciate it. So what's been up with you boys, man? Juan, D Nasty, as y'all tapping in?
Shit, I'm just tapping in, man. Just kicking it with the fam. You know what I mean? Just lounging. You know what I mean? The Detroit Pistons just got the #1 pick. You know what I mean? That's the news for the day. You know what I mean? I'm on a whole nother high with that, and we'll talk about whatever. What you want to talk about now?
They can give it to you, but what you gonna do with it? They say, but what?
It don't matter. You can't get that. The #1, you gonna get it right. You know.
If they do another Darko, if it's another Darko, bro, I'm gonna go crazy.
Keep telling you, Darko was gonna get picked by whoever at that place. This man, the man that we talking about, he got proven track record from last year what he can do. So him with a #1 pick and some others, we're gonna see. It's gonna be fun.
Oh no, yeah, we definitely building up a decent little team, no doubt. But the Hawks look like what y'all think. So anybody gonna call it?
Oh man,
hey, them was 2 good games. Those games was good. Yeah.
Young, man. Gotta give it up to young Trae Young, man. He is. I like his swagger on that court.
Yeah,
I like his swagger on that court. You know what I mean? He might can take them somewhere, but I don't know if they got anybody that could deal with Giannis over there. But I don't know if they got anybody that Drew Holiday might be able to put some kind of clamp on Trae, but it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, man. Trae Young is a monster. And Booker on the other side of the ball. On the other side of the on the west.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, is like they saying, is this the end of the super team now? You think they're gonna be stacking teams like they have been doing? Is it back to the Pistons?
Absolutely not. They still stacking the deck. I mean, all the dudes we mentioned still got dudes on the team. You know what I mean? It ain't the top 5, but it's still a squad.
Yeah, but some of it is hard workers. When you look at Atlanta and a couple of teams that was even
Atlanta working hard.
Yeah,
Atlanta working hard. Yeah,
they like
it's some people over there though. Now it's some.
Yeah, I ain't hating. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hating on nobody over there. I'm just saying. No. They ain't the big names. Let me say that. Let me rephrase it. I'm not speaking.
No, they're not that. They're not the big names at all.
Yeah.
Go. No.
Man.
Games was good.
How long you got on your trip, man? You done been. How long you going? How you enjoying it?
So I've been driving around the country, just kind of like doing what I want to do, but at the same time, I did get some work that came in, so I had to like work the last couple of days. But I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna head back actually tomorrow. But I might, I'm not gonna go straight back in one run. So I'll be back on Friday. Yeah.
Kid say that's the best. What did he say? The best playoff series in years.
Yeah, that was a good playoff series.
Okay. I ain't gonna thank you, sir.
No doubt.
Yeah. But that's what's up, man. I'm glad you had a good time out here on the move and on the check.
I went to a strip club early. It was like an afternoon strip club. I'm in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I had me a little drink before I came by. Yeah. So the stripper, she say, "Oh, I like your hat." What that say? She's like, "Detroit." Oh, I like that, Detroit. She was like, "Detroit, ain't that in Chicago?"
She said she was a stripper. She didn't say she was.
I was like, exactly, baby. That's exactly what it said. Let's see. Get this.
Of course, that's where it's at.
That's perfect. No, but I'm headed back. My wife don't watch the show, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm quit. She wouldn't mind if I told her that. That's what. But yeah, I'm talking shit. What's up, Juan? Man, you playing Mr. Silent in the background there, man? With the
we can't hear him.
Oh, he can't talk. Okay, it's so bad. See, that's the problem. Look, this is the dilemma with having too much equipment. You see, when you have too much equipment, shit don't work right.
Flip the voiceover switch.
Hey, go back into some of the shit we used to use, Spot. I know you had a lot of equipment, but you gotta tell like what a real producer came up with, man.
Oh man, I don't know what a real producer.
What was your equipment? What was your work of trade? Like, what did you work up to?
Then you had a blue. Then you had a blue snapper.
I had a Elise drum machine, and I made a lot of drum beats. And then I worked with a DJ 70.
The DJ 70 though.
So the DJ 70 is the same equipment that Shock G used. Shock G, rest in peace.
Hey, rest in power. Yeah.
Woo, Shock G. But yeah, that's what he used. It had a scratch pad on it and some keys on it. Oh yeah, what are you talking about?
What we drinking on?
Oh, that Mark. He put me on that Mark. That's funny. This man right here was like the first, maybe second person, honestly, to put me on. Yeah, I think you're the first person to put me on the Mark.
Drinking on that.
Here's you, Steve.
Hey, so what was your? Because Juan, these are the questions Juan was gonna get into if his microphone worked. His mic don't work. But what was you using? Like, what was your when you got to it? You just feel at home touching it. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like equipment wise.
Can you hear me, D?
Yeah, here we go. We heard you that time.
You an NPC? You a?
I like the
He
NPC.
got the earbud. He don't know what's going on, man.
I like the NPC. But you know
This
what?
nigga is Bobby Digital.
Before the NPC,
You don't care?
DJ 70.
Look at him. Bobby Digital. Let's go, Bobby.
Steve, let's speak on Steve. I'm gonna just speak some stuff. I remember when just period working with him, or when him and Sanchi and the different people were working on stuff. They were taking sounds from like keyboard. He had an MP. He would always have a brain or something to put it in, but he'd be taking water dripping, bro. They'd be like walking around with street stuff outside, whatever sounds you say, and make a whole beat around it. Take sounds from this keyboard, sounds from that, and just eclectically put together this mix of sounds where you'd be like, he did one of my greatest joints.
He said Bobby Digital.
Yeah, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is incredible with the way he think and approaches the show. You got it there.
Yo. Since we
again, you say you was at the what?
Since we you know,
You still low though. You still low.
Hold on. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better?
Yeah. Turn it up. Yeah.
Turn it up.
Turn it up, B.
Turn it up.
Can you hear me?
Check one. Yeah. Check one. Let's do it, Juan.
Oh, you got some stuff to play?
He is digital.
That's what I was missing.
Digital Juan. Come on, Juan. Come on, Juan.
Okay, now check this out. Since we giving my man all these flowers and stuff, I gotta. It would only be right that I kind of shower on.
Can we hear you though? Can you
the mic? It ain't good.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah,
you gotta be right on it. You gotta.
Yeah,
like you
this ain't the top grade professional stuff that the E''S have, but you know, I'm just trying.
No, it's not, man. It's total.
Ours is made for recording. You know, I ain't really a podcast. You know,
we just using a regular laptop mic.
I gotta give my man some flowers too, since I can't be remiss if I didn't. So everybody already know that. You know what I'm saying? Steve used to have a spot after school. And so sometimes when I would get a chance to go over to the neighborhood, stayed around, go over the spot, all the good stuff. And I used to be able to come down. It used to be kind of like a privilege because I know that Mr. Nichols and Steve, they had people coming in and out all the time. So some days, you know, Steve was like, hey, come on in. Other days he'd be like, come on in, man. Because there'd probably be 1,000 niggas that trampede through the house at one time. But, man, I'm talking about DJ 70, you know what I'm saying? Spot produced one of my first. He produced MC in the Next Room, and he produced Genesis.
Genesis,
which was kind of like my breakout. I tell the story all the time about how Low used to, you know, when I first met Low over the phone, and he was riled because I had a high-road influence at the time. And so that inspired me to go and make MC in the Next Room, which was a complete unorthodox style that I had never used before. And, you know what I'm saying, Spot was the, you know what I'm saying, the curator of that, you know what I'm saying. And one of my first, you know what I'm saying, I would say probably that was like the third time that I had been on a solo record, been recording or whatever the case would be. And so that always, you know what I'm saying, held a special place for me in my heart.
Hey.
all the beats, all the things that we learned that we didn't even know that we were learning, things that I picked up, the desire to even want to make beats. You know what I'm saying? It just always felt like it was something. I know.
No, we can't hear you. I can't hear you that good.
You can't hear me that good. I know, Grant.
D talking shit about.
I know, Grant. Number 2. I don't even know where y'all streaming at, so I can't see the boys' comments. But, you know, but still.
D talking shit.
Like every time we chastise you, it get right, but then as soon as you get into it, it's like gone.
He go back off like ass, and then I was.
When we chastise you, and you come back like, damn, you can hear me, and then when you be like, and you come back, it be like over.
I had to break the silence, dog, because it was like we couldn't hear you pouring out your heart, and it was like, yeah, because it was, and I was like, what is he? I'm really trying to.
Niggas gave up on.
I think that was
gave up on trying to.
Yeah, I can't do it, dog. I can't do my guy like that. I had to be like, no.
It's just like whatever, man. I just let you talk because it'd be too much. I think since it's the mic, the kind of mic you got, you probably got to talk right into it. Just
yeah, you're talking on the wrong side of it.
You gotta turn up your game.
I gotta actually talk like
there
this.
You go.
Yeah.
Hey.
There you go. You need your hot spot. There you go. Now it's like a woman. Look for the hot spot.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, like I said, this mic is not made for this. But what I want to say, please get out. Please get out. Please get out.
I know I seen Spider-Man behind you doing flips, dog.
He's back there doing this.
That ain't help.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, but anyway, I was just saying, long story short, S.P.O.T produced my first kind of breakout song that kind of birthed, the Einstein Alpha 9 era. You know what I'm saying? I was when I met S.P.O.T, when I met Steve and them, and it's fun, of course, from getting harassed by Low, telling me, nigga, you need to, you got a Hyro influence. So I wanted to redo my whole style. You know what I'm saying? So I came up with a song called MC in the Next Room. And S.P.O.T was the curator for that, man. And so he kind of launched me into a whole another space and, and my artistry, if you will.
That's dope. That's dope.
I think he definitely crafted quite a few cats in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Like that, but just by,
yeah, absolutely.
His knowledge or his direction or what you're doing. S.P.O.T has an ability. And chime in, Steve, please, because if you. But Steve, even look, kid said Funky 45. Check it with my Funky 45. But he has the ability to
that shit was dope, the Funky 45.
And pull out the best in you and make it, you know what I mean? Dope, man. I mean, how do you do? I guess we can't ask you how do you do that. That might be the secret sauce, man. How does that work, though?
Man, I don't know, man. I just like it, man. Y'all got records, right? Y'all listen to hip hop. People do so many crazy things on recordings. Records, that's probably where it comes from. A whole bunch of
yeah, we got
recordings, so you can do all kinds of stuff over recordings.
Right.
And to perform them, it's fun.
It's cool.
Hey, my man, talking good stuff.
My bad.
Talking good stuff.
No, I apologize. It ain't you.
So y'all were there drunk on the podcast. He's like he can barely see. He looked like Zoe a little bit without glasses on right now. He looked like.
Oh yeah.
I never used to wear glasses all the time. I never wore my glasses.
I never either. I didn't either.
And then the 30s hit. Nigga needed glasses.
Oh, it was
all of a sudden.
I didn't get it. I went into
30s hit and niggas need glasses. What's your thoughts on that too, Spot, man? Do hip hop have an expiration date? What
I mean, you can ask De La Soul. They still performing. Man. You just do it. It's an art. It's an art form. Why would you stop doing the art you love to do? So just do it. Do it for the love of it. And just, whatever. It's a message. It was supposed to be a message. Hip hop, this is how we got messages to each other. So do the message. Put the songs out. Whatever creative style to get us into a positive atmosphere. Just put it out.
you're a graphic artist too. So do you? It's funny. I didn't think about that. So just like you craft the artist, you do a project when somebody needs graphic work from you or whatever, and
Well, look,
yeah.
You can think of my name. What like when people are lifting weights, my name is Spot. So a spot, helps somebody get their weight all the way up.
Oh,
I feel like the Prince Paul Prince Paul the Day Live was like 31, and
that's a good one right there. I like that.
I mean, you can do it. It's like that's how it feels. And I'm honored, man. That's why we here to talk about it. But I like to do that. Learning, teaching, being educated, being an educator, the mentor, being a mentee, all of that stuff. The learning experience, the upliftment. That's what it's all about.
No, that's a good. I like your little the thing you did with the metaphor, like the spot, being a spotter. I can see that. Prince Paul too, definitely. Just dope ass producer who do more than just the simple stuff. They bring the whole mood and style to things. So I agree with Juan and D when they say how because I never really. I mean, we worked together because we were the same crew, but I was always watched you and it was like, man, he put dope ass shit together. He don't never say, hey, Ease, we need you on this track or something.
Don't even go there, man.
I'm saying, like, it was just always one of the things I'd be like, man, Spot and Shepard and put out the dopest shit. But then it was like they take beats.
Man, you and Nick came, man. We worked on stuff.
I'm talking shit.
I knew you had I followed you. I followed you.
Yeah. We followed each other, man.
Yeah, man. You doing it, man. So I'm in production work.
He said this nigga easy. He said this nigga easy. You stupid, man. You stupid. That's just because I ain't got no glasses on. It look like I ain't got my glasses on. It look like I'm drunk. I'm squinting.
I knew we're not wearing glasses. Your vision get blurred, but I didn't know your speech gets slurred too.
I'm a speech slur. I'm a slur.
Man, he had that.
I'm a slur when I especially if I drink.
No, I know you're the natural like Biz Markie shit. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about. Okay, right now though, it's on tonight.
But that's why we laugh too, though, because we looked at the liquor like, oh, it's 100 proof or whatever.
Yeah, I just looked at it like, whoa.
That's why we laugh. Actually, like, it's a Friday, like, damn.
Hey, so Ease, let me ask you a question. I ain't been to Atlanta since the last year for Freaknik. Low key, that's the last time I've been, and that was the last time, incidentally, that I've been in an Atlanta strip club. Is it still legendary? Is it still? Where did you go? Did you go to?
Okay, this is what I did. I went to. I talked to Shep. I said, "Hey, Shep, man, I'm in town, man. Come grab a bite with me or something." And he was busy. I noticed that when people pulling into town in Detroit, they're like, man, I was like, man, I got a whole ass life, nigga. I can't just stop it. But sometimes, so I'm gonna hit him up tomorrow. But I said I'm gonna go to one of these strip clubs and get something to eat. He told me Cheetahs. And then he told me Cheetahs got good food, and he said Magic City got good wings or whatever. I went past Cheetahs. Cheetahs look kind of like corporate and stuff. I didn't want to go to the corporate strip club, so I went to Magic City. Magic City was like, it was cool, but wasn't nobody. It was too early. All the girls were still sitting down with their legs, they're laying down, like hanging out, and then getting something to eat or something. Then they was taking too long. Look, I'm acting like I want regular service up in there, like regular, because I'm like, hey man, ain't nobody come get my drink order. I'm like, I'm hungry. Nobody got my food. So I just got one drink and left because I was like, I ain't gonna sit in here waiting all day, And I went to another one. It was more of a hood type spot, like in a local type area. And it was cool because they had a lot of different liquors. It was a mixed crowd, like it was white girls and black girls on the stage. But that one was more my vibe, though.
Pink Pony or something.
No, that was Grady's or something, Granny's or something. Granny. It was like
Granny.
it might have been called Granny's
That don't sound
Granny's
good. What made you
Cabaret
walk
or
through
something like
door?
that.
Oh, so I told you.
No, I just put it up. It was the one that was closest to him.
Milf's Delight.
That sounds something.
I'm gonna tell you, it was
Probably
good up
live
in there.
Yeah,
I believe it.
It was
I
nice
know,
up
that's
in
how I be
there.
in Georgia, though. The one
Because the girl, she was like in Detroit and Chicago. I was like, you perfect, young lady. I was like,
Bring us a drink.
perfect.
Dumb it
You're
down.
exactly what I'm looking for.
You like to
Dumb
please.
it down.
Hey, let me ask: is Jazzy T still in existence? Free D?
I couldn't tell you. And from what I've heard about Jazzy T's, I wouldn't say that was where you want to
It's
be.
not. It was. So this is back. Like I said, the last Free D. It was so gutter. It was like gutter.
Yeah.
But to this day, it's etched in the back of my mind because it was the best time that I probably ever had.
yeah, no problem.
But let's be real. Most niggas like gutter strip club. I mean, you kind of like lean toward. I mean, you
big box strip club.
Yeah, you don't want that. The whole
because then, like you said, service is bad. It's this and this and that.
It's corny too.
And
You actually want to go and have.
They tax you for all the what? This is a 5-star strip club. B, it's a strip club.
5-star. Can I take your jacket? Can I take your jacket?
You got better
Get away from it, man.
All right, dog. I'm sorry, I had to break the monotony with the.
No, that's funny. That's funny, man.
I had to know.
So what's a any topic or top five or what you any topic or anything? What top five? What? What's a good top five?
Okay, I got one for since we.
Hey, Juan, wait. Can you see this YouTube feed?
I see Kit saying Diamonds Atlantic.
What Kit say?
What about the one after that?
I just see it. I see it now.
It says
you need to get
rid of what you're doing.
Oh,
What made you use that microphone?
all it says, it's the only mic I had. I have my Pros, but for whatever reason, my Mac wasn't working right.
Hilarious, man.
No, I'm saying, can't you do something different than that?
He may have a series.
When you're just using the phone,
everybody can hear me now, though, dude. What's the issue?
It's light. It's light. They making do.
Is it really light? Is it really light, Free D?
Yes.
When you get up on it like that, it's good. But then once you get comfortable, you're not about to be like, yo.
Yeah, the whole time, you know.
It's cool. I mean, you just got talking to it.
You got to have some extra bass in your voice.
Matter of fact, when Ease get back to the city,
I'm coming over, man.
Thanks, man. Because
we setting it up.
Consultant. You doing a consultant run.
We setting it up. It's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you to get me drunk just like this, right?
Cool. Give me a nice chore like Ease. It's gonna
that sound like a drunk, though.
Podcast standard, and I'm a you know what I'm saying, be the best talker.
Yeah, stay like that. That's what you got to do. Every time you got to do just what you do.
You the best talker if your voice is in there.
I'm the best. You got the best talker.
You got to be heard. You got to be heard.
That's your shit. You wear that shit. Fuck your life.
Hilarious, man.
Fuck your life. But anyway, bro. Anyway, so since we got a producer,
whatever with Twat Waffle,
I would like to know the best. I mean, I would like to know the top 5, either artists you like to sample or either the top 5. I don't want to say loops because I know Spot's still from the old school, so niggas don't necessarily give out all the you know.
Hey, but that's a bold question.
I like that one though.
I already know that, and he don't like to sample. He don't sample.
But he did. He did.
But he did. Okay,
I got you. That's why I said.
I got you. I like that. Yeah, I like the top 5 artists. Top 5 artists.
That you like.
Top 5 artists you like the sample spot.
Yeah, and because we got a lot of producers right here. You know,
I'm
taking notes. I'm taking notes.
Look, I don't really. I had all the records. So I just say like this. It's no secrets. It ain't the records are out here. Just get them.
Give us 5 artists.
But what's your name? Minnie Riperton. Ronnie Laws. Donald Byrd. Of course, James Brown.
Wait. Before you say the last one. something hard. Don't do the easy.
I said James Brown.
Give us a difficult like a artist that nobody would think of that you sampled something like that. Not the norm names.
See, D got ulterior motive. He about
but
to
see, my perspective, I never had secrets. I let everybody know wherever I got whatever.
You definitely do, yes. Yeah, that's true.
Every artist got something special, so it's whatever the whole creation is. I'm telling you that.
Who that last one? You got to give somebody special though. Not
thank you.
Because you said some Donald Byrd and James Brown and Minnie Riperton and
Ronnie Laws.
Ronnie Laws probably was the only one that you really helping people out. But one more.
I don't know, man. I sampled a lot of many.
He's not swaying though. He's not gonna be. He ain't gonna give you a record that's gonna cost you $10,000.
No, I don't have nothing like that.
You gotta go through a jungle. He can take a record
for the top five that I enjoy.
The Motown.
Motown.
Okay, Motown.
You got that instrumental album with the Motown songs where the bands just played all of the instruments and they had an album, like instrumental album. Yeah. That's just like there's some good stuff on there, man. The blues. The blues. My grandma played the blues. I sampled some blues, right? I mean, it's available.
It's out here.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like to make my own music. Like my pops, play like electronic sounds, make my own stuff.
Hold on, talk about this. I'm so glad we just said that. So tell them, number one, do you know how to play a piano? Like, can you just get on here and play some riffs like John Legend style? Like, can you play the piano?
No.
You're not formally trained to play the piano, right?
No.
So how does somebody who doesn't know how to play the piano at all be able to put together an arrangement totally like I've been playing the piano for my entire life? How does that happen?
What? How does that happen?
I got one. I got the answer for that. It's sampling, man. You get into sampling. When you do sampling and you're sampling all the time and you're listening and you're sampling, and then you want to know how a piano player plays, you listen to some piano players. You listen to some jazz music with piano playing, like you just listen to it.
But did y'all hear what I just said? I ain't cutting you off. Listen to what I just said.
All right.
Somebody who has no formal training whatsoever in the piano, right, puts together a beat from thoughts in your head of what it should sound like, right? And then translate that to like an arrangement that sounds like he playing right, left hand, like, full swing. If you just played it back, it sounds like they can do that. But he's never played the piano before. But I wish you could send him the beat so they could play it.
If I could, I was gonna say, because maybe that's what you're speaking. If I could jump in and on some co-signing with D saying but on spot, Swing got a song that was incredible, and I can remember that. Yeah. So there it is. Swing got it, and he actually played an accompaniment of piano on it that I was like, yo, who played that? Like, it sounded like some live joint, but he did it. And if you don't mind, I don't know if I'm giving up secrecy, stop me or jump in at any point. But what he will do and has done in the past is meticulously build this beat to start with, whatever he's starting with until it sounds right and everything's on key. And he has the patience to sit there and build this. So he built this incredible piece that's like him. It sounds like somebody's really playing a grand piano or something. But it's him
piecing it together.
And it's
together, dog. I just heard a beat. And I heard the swing thing, if I may, Spot. You know what I'm saying? That he just did. I'm like, it was amazing. Sounded like with the highs, the lows, like the different ranges and the mids, the flats, the lows. It was. And he ain't never played piano before. I just want to know, how did somebody even put that together? He said he had it in his head and he'll just go with a sound. Like I said, he being modest. You know what I'm saying? But that was some of the most ingenious, stuff I had ever seen. I was trying to get him to speak on that.
I appreciate it, man. I don't like I said, y'all. You know, most artists they really like work every day doing music all the time. So you know, we got our lives out here. You know, Juan's got his kids coming in the basement, and it's a different kind of lifestyle. So it's like you got to make the time for it. If you can, you do it. You do it. You know, full power. So like all the thoughts, they're always going on. So you gotta like listen or research what kind of music you want to put out. So if you want to play piano, you got to listen to piano players and imagine how they would play it, not just get on the set and start playing anything. You know, you study it, and then you take the time to study and then try to reproduce it. You know, it's you just pick up stuff, man. But I got a love for the music, so I'm always trying to be creative, you know.
That's dope what you said too, how if you want to play a guitar, you listen to the greats. You listen to them playing guitar and you see by ear if you can pick or figure out those notes. Or, you know, if you want to play bass or drums, you go listen to Alfonso. Somebody
He's studying them things.
So he's studying these artists, which that's dope because when you think about it, sampling is showing love, but that's a study, an emulation, and a recreation. So I've always admired that.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that? Like sampling, you know, it'd be people have different points of views on it. Like he said, sampling, showing love, and I think in my sense, it's always been that way. But what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I think it's to show love. I mean, these artists, it's their music and it's their bread and butter, so they want to get something from it. In my opinion, I'm like, here, you got it, you can have it. You know, I'm not. It's a creative thing to put together mixes. It's an art form. It's hip hop, so it's encouraged. I think you should keep sampling, get to know other people's music. It helps us to learn. Plus, we present stuff to people. But I mean, you're only going to get sued if you're trying to take credit. You know, unless you haven't made a deal or whatever. So I'll just say, do it. It's creative stuff out here. There's plenty of people making albums with samples on it that ain't never been heard. I mean, so it's like just put it out here.
Yeah,
it's a movement. It's hip hop. Just inspire somebody. Like if you're a DJ at a set and you're playing something, it's not. You are using it. Grandmaster Flash, he's cutting this one and he's playing another one. He's making a beat in the mix.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
How do you feel about the elements of hip hop being in a song? Like, do you feel that songs should just be rap hook, or do you feel that they should incorporate, different things? Speak on it.
Well, it's an art form, man. So, like, Blondie was rapping. So was Tina Marie. The song Amadeus. The dude's rapping through the whole song. He's not singing nothing. He's rapping. And Bell Biv DeVoe, they got the singing R&B and the rap with a twist. It's all hip hop. It's hip hop. So it might not be acceptable for everybody.
PM Dawn.
Sad adrift of
No, I didn't say it was all good hip hop.
Yo, I used to like the PM Dawn song that was on the Boomerang soundtrack.
They reminded me of Mind State. I hate to say it, they was Mind State before Mind State. Well, no, Mind State was first.
Oh man, don't do that. Oh no.
Well, no, come on, man. Let's keep it real. Anybody who knows Mind State would be on that, and I'd be like, man, come on, man, this gangster. What is this? But actually, he was ahead of his time, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Honestly.
Mind State. He break
incredible,
out in the middle of the rap, and
then do his own thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's incredible too, though. I think you don't give yourself enough credit as an artist, bro. Because I can remember all the way. I go back to he had a song. He would have original joints like Caller ID. He had a song talking about just basically how because back in them days
Caller ID was
Caller ID. Yeah, he did a song.
She called.
He had a song, or even if you don't call.
Okay.
I saw you call. I know you called. That's a subject.
She called 5 times.
This man did that. He's redid some joints that were incredible, like the Stevie Wonder joint. You know what I'm saying? My mind brain fart. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of your old. I'm glad that you're. So can I speak on what you're doing now? Can I speak on that?
Oh, go ahead, man.
So he's about to re-release an album that he had, which was a classic album, The Freak Show, and it's got a lot of hard, incredible joints on there or whatever too. So you're gonna, I think you'll see the scope of his production from the sampling to the wow he used this to the.
Yeah.
When I look at your discography, bro, the stuff you did with even your brother, like the piece you did for your brother, it's just I don't know.
I'm gonna give props to you too, Steve. I do a podcast called Homemade Stories, man. I've been doing that for the past, and that got me into the podcasting game. My first 3 episodes is all spot tracks. Cause I asked you, I remember you might not even remember. I said, can I use these? Cause you were sharing beats or whatever, and I used those beats for my first 3 episodes. I shout you out on them too. So
awesome, man.
and then me and Beach, that was back when we did a song too about brothers or something like that.
Yeah,
it was one of your beats. Yep. And that beat, I heard that beat a lot too. I would hear that beat actually because I follow House Shoes mixes sometimes. House Shoes, you had a big effect on him, I know as well, because I was watching the interview and I was listening. You know, he has said his early influences, but then he was playing that beat, and I was like, that's that spot, you know, spot. Yeah. Everybody, we was listening to these same albums, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like good shit, man. So much respect. Much respect.
All right, man. Yo, hey, y'all two up there, man. The 2 of the 4 fathers 31, man. You know, I listen to y'all spit. I mean, y'all are champions. I mean, and you know, you champions. It's like a duty to keep coming out with some music. Just keep it ready.
Coming back with
you gotta keep doing it.
Right.
No doubt. So hey, before we go, I want to hear Juan's top 5. What albums you got to go to when you top 5 on the top 5 tip? You grabbing albums. You can only grab 5. You in the record store. Your mama saying, "Come on, bring your ass. You got $20." What 5 you get?
I like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I don't think I have enough skin in the game to say I have a top 5, but I like Weather Report. I like Herbie Hancock. I like who else do I like? I'm trying to think. I also like the Donna Burrow, the Blackbirds. And I picked that up from Spot and Beach. So I didn't even know who those cats were until that time. And then so I love Stevie's records, but I have yet to make an effective beat from a Stevie record. I think he's awesome. I think you can go any type of Quincy Jones related produced thing. You can definitely find some jewels in there. And it's a host of other people that I can't even think of right now on my mind. But definitely, I would definitely say the first beat niggas that I was watching was Spot and BJ. So
That's dope.
Yeah, man. I'm about to give y'all my current
stack. What's yours?
We're gonna just top 5. The first you're gonna start with the Conquistador Maynard Ferguson, but Maynard Ferguson is a beast.
Maynard Ferguson
ain't up on him. The MF horns, then this dude right here. Y'all know this album always been incredible. The Gil Scott.
Oh yeah.
The Gil Scott Heron Secrets. That's currently on spin. I think these are more listening, but I have taken some.
No, you find stuff.
You can dig through these people's catalogs.
You can always find something through him.
This dude right here.
You can always find something in his stuff.
George Duke. This album, man, if you ain't up on it, it's
George Duke, Bob James.
Master of the Game. Bob James
always find something always.
George Duke, Masters of the Game. Heat. That's some heat. We all know.
That's a classic one right there.
I don't even got to say the name. Boy, Rory. I got 2 Rorys on there. Rory. Hey, but this one might be the hardest one.
Okay, wait. Wait,
This might be the hardest one.
you getting samples off of that?
Bro, it's a killer.
Hey, look, this is show you what real sample is.
What was I saying?
Songbird.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he said he found the samples on Songbird, Barbara Streisand.
Hey,
yeah,
I'm playing.
Man,
I play that beat though. Well, I play that beat right now. You gonna be like, boy. Yeah, so I mean, but man, you just gotta dig and dig deep and don't be scared to experiment.
But where would you dig though? Where do you dig?
We were spoiled. Right now, currently, I haven't found good places. I just have records I had, and it's a few places down here, but there, you better.
What are you digging for? What are you digging for?
Oh, what am I digging for? Me personally, too, I've had collections that I might be, but I like jazz, I like soul, R&B, but don't be afraid of rock. Don't be afraid of early rock and soft rock and rock that was
soft rock,
experimental.
70s, 60s,
70s. Don't be afraid of foreign records.
Hey Juan, I can't hear you, Blood.
No, I said 70s, 60s, 80s, all that.
No, that was a whole time too. Going to dig, like I produced a little bit, but the thing is, everybody did that. You went to the record store and you just looked. And you listen on that little ass tape player, the little record player, but you was listening for a sound, like you was listening for like if this gonna be because you just skipping ahead. Like, yeah. Do I think I can find something in this? Like, oh, okay, I hear a break there, and then you'll get it from that. Because even that, I think about that in hip hop because we was talking about original style, and I was listening to 3 Times Dope. Did back in the day people like in hip hop know that we were using the break beats? I think they did because they would make certain songs and they give you a little bit of the break beat. That's all they had to give you, just a little bit of that break beat, like and we gonna sample that shit. We made so many songs off that 3 Times Dope album. You get what I'm saying? Just taking that beat.
Steezo. I think if we put out an album, we might have been like leaving them drums open just so
the next person could come around and grab them.
For real, yeah, possibly. Then again.
But they were in the studio, so I think they.
But that's early hip hop. I'm talking about early hip hop when we was like taking beats because you knew what you got to do.
You said they was in the studio. Who?
No, they were in the studio. I listened to Think About It. Karsten was playing Think About It.
Think About It.
So special ed. They're just parts open, drums. Just it's there. I don't know what they were doing back in the day, but they were
like. If we heard a break on a song, it was almost like a moment. It was like one of them swing.
There you go.
They left some drums open. That was like a happy experience. Some drums was left open. I could grab them drums.
Side note, right? That's all we had though. Let's speak on this.
Back in the day,
we didn't have drum machines. We couldn't really afford, so we had samples. We opted out of the drum machine keyboard. It got samples. We didn't know better. So we would loop, if we found open drums, whether we tricked it out the way we looped it or whatever, we would loop those drums. That was like gold to us, especially ones we could play with or doom. So, yeah, of course.
Back in the day.
Yeah, that's records was gold to us. That's all we do. And when you think about hip hop, that's what it was. When I think about it, we saw it, we liked it. We couldn't get all the keyboards and stuff Stevie and all them had, but our parents had records. And they had a record player, a tape deck. They had something around. And so we was taking that and doing what we could. And from that, evolved like the Junkyard Band, evolved into hip-hop, I believe.
No doubt.
All angles, bro.
We were jacking for beats.
Then give me that record, fool.
Give me that beat, fool. It's a full
James Brown, I found, was incredible back in the day because you could get the James Brown 45 and there'll be an instrumental like on both sides.
James Brown had too much stuff on because you'd be like overloaded, like, oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. But
my point is, you didn't even need equipment. You could just put the 45 on and rap on the James Brown 45 or an Otis ready. Certain people they would have.
Yeah. George, what is his name? George Grover with the Washington. You can rap over that. You just put that on. I'm coming in the house in my rap over the whole album.
That was our first lab. Was like a tape deck, and you play a record. Your mom, you got the boom box. Your mom got the record player.
It was certain artists who had songs that you could play over that one Gap Band song too. You could play. You could rap over a few of those songs too.
Outstanding.
Some of them.
You get the extended. That's what the 45s was incredible, or the 12 inches, because you would have an extended version where for the DJ to go pee or something. I don't know. It's like, for like 5 minutes to just beat. And you're like, there, go right there. I'm rapping over this.
I'm rapping over this part right here. They gave
Right
me
here.
2 minutes, man. I got a 2-minute song, right?
Matter of fact, they getting paid off of that right now, right? Because it's really just like a loop. It'll be no drums, no nothing. Like what we did 360.
Oh, you know
It's
who was
super
sweet back in the
hip-hop
day
right
though? Lucians, was it Lucians?
Yeah,
You remember that?
Loose
Lucians?
Ends,
Yeah. I used to play this stuff. I'd be like,
Hanging
oh
on a
man, these just like some.
string.
I'd be rapping over when they singing and stuff. Be rapping.
That'd be
You can
super
write raps over their
Raps over the
songs.
whole, yeah.
Yeah,
Ghostface
yeah,
is
yeah.
notorious for that.
You can rap
Just intunes. That's what that
Ghostface
is.
will rap all over your
over your singing
yeah,
and
your
everything
saying
else.
everything, bro. The whole album.
Brand new
Hey,
heavies. when I heard
Juan, I can't hear you laugh, boss.
he
Man,
going
leave that
off
man
on you on the
alone,
mic, man.
He ain't got nothing else better to do, man.
He on you, man. He on you.
Whoever played the ghost, they the ridiculer.
I'm just saying. You just gotta talk in the mic, man. When
I
you
wasn't
talking,
even
so
talking, though.
I want to hear you. I want to hear
I
you.
wasn't even talking, D.
You was laughing.
You okay? Laughing don't need to be audible. You okay?
Hey, Spot, just letting you know, man. This is an open forum. We we go do what it do, and we'll do it as we do it. You get what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's an open forum, so I'm gonna have you on the list as well. Anytime you got time, you want to stop in. We have different guests on. We'll talk to them, but anytime you want to stop in, man, we definitely grateful to have you. You know.
Yeah, appreciate you.
All right.
Man, come back with you.
Man.
You got
It's an awesome show, man.
Yeah. That's it, brothers.
It's
All right, man. Y'all don't go nowhere, but we about to end this broadcast. Once again, it's Chris Lee, the Freaking Nature.
All right.
E apostrophe yes.
God
Yes.
bless.
God bless.
God bless.
With the key.
With the key.
Sissy.
Man, he said that so.
You hear that one now.
Man,
Bet you-
with the key.
Yeah.